Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. We're going to talk about GameStop. We're talking about GameStop's earnings briefly, talk about SPY, the overall market, a little bit of TA, some of the options we got going on, some of the other plays we have, and why I'm still stoked. Sub up, like up, comment down. There's good news to be had. Happy Money sticks around. We also have a Twitter you can follow us on at Happy Money YT. And then we have a Discord too. It's in the description. Yeah, I'll start with this tweet I tweeted out earlier. We streamed yesterday the earnings call. If you missed it, you can go back and watch it. It's under live streams playlist. And yeah, great success. I tweeted this picture though. This was let's see, this morning at 10. And this is all I had to say. That MACD. And if you watch the live stream, I mentioned it. I think even the video before, I said on the short term we're bearish, because on the hourly we're bearish. And I said it seems like we'll probably come down and touch. The MACD will touch the signal, and I think we'll probably bounce off of that or consolidate there, but I don't think we'll cross bearish. I didn't know at what price that would be. I didn't know what price that would be where we would touch the MACD would touch the signal. And sure enough, today we did. That MACD touched the signal. We'll get into that a little bit later, but it's crazy actually how it's working out. Market, I think we've kind of hit a top here. I think we've hit a top yet again. Yeah. Significant of technical analysis. We've got bearish MACD on the daily now. We've got a red candle under the 9-moving average. Biden says he's going to mandate companies with 100 employees that they have to have their employees get vaccinated or they will be fired. So that could definitely scare the market and shake things up. And that, I think, was about here when the market started selling off. And yeah, I still have puts for that. We'll go over options in a bit. But still have puts on SPY, as we mentioned yesterday. I didn't do a video yesterday because we did a live stream. But 2 days ago here, we had a call credit spread that worked out for us. We made money on it. And I said, I think we're probably going to get a couple red volatile days, just like we had here and here and here. So instead of just selling premium on those days, I bought premium to capture more of the drop if it is volatile. And I think we will. I think we're probably going to fill in this gap down here. This 443 gap. So that's actually where my puts are, I think, 443. Probably tomorrow. So hopefully those puts do well. And our lovely GameStop. So I've been stoked since back here. We've been bullish. We set up this nice looking bull flag, if you remember. Nice consolidation. Edgies, instead of just letting it consolidate flat like a normal flag, they let it run up, get you all excited, and then they just started dropping it day after day after day after day. That's literally 5 days of just dropping. And then, of course, earnings. They're going to short on earnings. I wasn't sure. But sure enough, they dropped it a lot on earnings. All the way down to 177. And if you recall my last video also, I was saying if they do drop it, I imagine it'll probably be, I was thinking one of my price targets on the support that was like this 180 range, just because of this back here. And certainly enough, they dropped it just about to that same range, about 180. And then today just had an epic rebound all day, just to grind up, melt up. So much so that we closed green. So we literally gained back $20 and put the MACD bullish. We've got green over the 9-moving average. We're bullish on the hourly. This thing just basically touched that 180 moving average right here. So use that as support. Yeah, everything is good. And if you look on the daily, it never left bullishness. That's what I was saying. So basically, this is still a bull flag. They just tried to get in your head by having it volatile. So we've got there and we've got up here. And if it just stayed in this range right here, that'd be a normal bull flag where it's consolidating and has a range up and down. But no, they let it go way up here and then way down here. So it's basically a bull flag. Oh shoot, I just deleted my fib levels. Gotta lock that. The bull flag, nicely sprinkled with a huge dash of manipulation because of earnings. But they couldn't even keep it down there. Literally the whole thing just grinded back up today and we're green. And our MACD is still bullish, and all we did from this crazy volatile run up, all we did in the last 2 weeks is just get that RSI nice and settled in that medium range. 56, ready to rally. It's a weird looking chart, but that's what it is. It's a bull flag with bullish MACD and a nice RSI, and I expect, I mean, this is when you go long as a trader, you see this, and it is weird, but yeah, you could start going long right now. I expect tomorrow, I don't know, maybe some consolidation. Maybe not though, honestly. We're not overbought on the hourly. We might have a pretty big day tomorrow. So some of the, yeah, so basically we were talking about futures rollover, and this line here is what I had for, this is the roll date, which we'll talk about briefly here. That's the roll date that we have right here. So where they did it last time, that was the peak of the price where it hit 350 on the roll date, but that's not the expiration. Look at the CME group, and this is a new strategy they've been using, is these futures swaps rollovers, I believe, because not all the rollover dates or expiration dates have been crazy price action, but we do have it on the last one. 311. It was actually the day before was our peak on 310. So you look back here, this is 310 right here. Wait, that's not 310. Where's 310? Right here. Oh no, that was the peak. So right at 310, that was the roll period. That was the end. And then they were able to short it down, I think, yeah. And then also actually today, what I was hoping today was, it was kind of a small version of it, but we had earnings this day and then we had a big rally. Today was almost like this day for the last earnings. We had this earnings and then it dropped and then shot back up. This could have been failed delivers. This could have been, this actually could have even been, no, I think this was maybe failed delivers. I'm not sure why we had such an epic bounce off of that. The stock though, okay, so daily, all right, back to let me look at the futures rollover real quick. So from Krian's DD, I mean, I saw it and I'm like, I didn't understand it well enough to think, oh, they could have until expiration. That makes sense in my brain, but he said, oh, it's going to be 9/9 is the last day. I'm like, okay, whatever. Here we have 9/9. This is the roll. And then this actually over here, I was wondering, this is actually, I looked it up. This is the Japanese market. So Nikkei Topix is Tokyo Price Index. So that one expires tomorrow. So I'm not sure if we'll see any price action from that. We might. But the US indexes, this one expires on the 17th, which is next Friday. So it's possible that the rollover period has one more week. I mean, that's how I would interpret this if I was just a layman, which I am, without being told this is when they do it. So the DD points to us still being bullish, and the expiration for rollover is still next week, 9/17. So I don't know. I thought 350 by Friday just because I thought that's what they had to do it by. That it might still be on the table by next Friday. It might. I mean, the chart's still bullish. To me, that's the trader. It's like, okay, it's bullish. Let's zoom out here a little bit too, because people think this is crazy. Why would you invest in GameStop at such high prices? Look at this. This is the most beautiful wedge, bull flag, pennant, whatever you want to call it, ever. With this just rising floor up this 180 moving average, this nice, just huge price action, consolidating, getting tighter and tighter. Higher lows, some lower highs, but really just finding this ceiling right here and this floor that just keeps getting pushed up and up. Once it gets tight enough, then it breaks out to the upside. This is on the monthly chart. You can see it on the weekly too. It's pretty evident on the monthly though. Yeah, this thing is spooling up to below, and you can even see even on the daily, each whatever cycle, rollover, failed deliver, it was bigger. It was a bigger range, just making it tighter each time. So it started big, consolidated, a little bit smaller because there's just a smaller range, consolidated, and then this one was the smallest, but we might have till next week, so we might come up. But look at this floor. Look at this 180 moving average floor. They can't drop below this. So even if it doesn't, even if we just consolidate from here, if they drop it, we're staying bullish. The short 9 moving average over the 180 is bullish, and as this thing continues to rise, I mean, it could flatten out. We could consolidate. That's a possibility. That is. So far we've respected that as a support though. Heavy. If you're watching the live stream, I'm sorry, I had the earnings per share, the EPS estimates wrong. I was looking at the NASDAQ website and it was not updated. Gamestop did miss. They beat on revenue. I think their net sales were up like 25%, something pretty crazy. They're doing great. I mean, I'm not concerned in the slightest. This is the first quarter. I think Ryan Cohen has been chairman. Like, it's just getting started as far as the fundamental side. Some interesting stuff on their filings, which we went over, and they had this in the last filing as well. They mentioned short squeezes quite a bit, and they go into detail, and there's been different speculation on some of the stuff I'm going through, so this is I'll just kind of say it how I see it. But yeah, so this talks about short squeezes and why their price could fluctuate wildly and be volatile because of short squeezes, and that's plural. And this is a recent filing. This isn't saying January was a short squeeze. They're saying we anticipate short squeezes, and that's their number one also. Their number one reason. And it even says in here, we have it in order of priority, or I can't remember what it was, but basically it's in order of, where is it actually? It's somewhere in here. And the market price for Class A common stock has been extremely volatile and may continue to be volatile due to numerous circumstances beyond our control. Short squeeze is the first one. They're expecting multiple short squeezes yet again. Yeah, and then you can see the rest of those down here. Then it says a short squeeze due to sudden increase in demand for stock. Okay, wait, is this? Yes. Due to a sudden increase in demand for stock, may continue to lead to extreme price volatility in our Class A. Okay, yada yada. Okay, now this. I don't know how you interpret this, but it could be either way. I'm not an attorney, but I've read some legal documents before. To the extent aggregate short exposure exceeds the number of shares of our Class A common stock. To the extent aggregate short exposure exceeds. So this could either mean it's possible that the short exposure exceeds the number of shares, or they're saying that it is. To the extent aggregate short exposure exceeds the number of shares of our Class A common stock available for purchase on the open market, investors with short exposure may have to pay a premium, like 40 million a share, right? To repurchase shares of our Class A common stock for delivery to lenders of our Class A common stock. Those repurchases may in turn dramatically increase the price. This is basically just defining what a short squeeze is. Dramatically increase the price for our shares until additional shares are available for trading or borrowing. This is saying they don't have shares to trade or borrow, and that the short exposure exceeds the number of shares. This is often referred to as a short squeeze. So this first bit, I mean, it doesn't matter if they're saying that it is or not. I'm convinced that the short interest is much over 100% at this point. Even in the Robinhood lawsuit that they went through, they said it was at 226% on the legal document. So yeah, I think it's actually only gotten bigger, but it's just crazy that they put it in their filing here. If someone has a question on, oh, is this actually gonna squeeze, be like, go read their filing. Don't listen to CNBC, don't listen to the news, go read their filing, what they're talking about. This is crazy stuff. Traded by short seller may increase the likelihood of our class target of a short squeeze has led to continue to lead volatile price action. May lose. Look at this. Stockholders that purchase shares of our Class A common stock during a short squeeze may lose a significant portion of their investment. This is because once the squeeze is over, it's going to drop. So they're just covering their bases with this. So, and it is true. You have to be careful trading stocks. You're going to be short squeezed. So this has been talked about before, about them offering a dividend. It appears, and I'm not certain, but it appears that their credit facility that they have is restricting them from being able to offer a dividend at this point. I'm not sure if that's the case or not. That's what this would look like. I've also heard some say they've already paid off all their long-term debt, so this doesn't apply. This is just kind of giving an outline of if it did. I don't know if that person was right or not. But you can get this filing on investor.gamestop.com, and you can decide for yourself. So this is a possible maybe reason why they haven't offered dividends, or they aren't able to. So either one of those is a possibility. And then some say, oh, if it's an NFT, then they could offer it because it doesn't have any value. But still, that's not the case. Another person I talked to, or I read, I think he was an attorney actually, he was saying if they have a negative EPS, they're not able to offer dividend anyways. So it still has negative EPS, I think 0.76. So possibly we'd have to have a positive. We'd possibly have to have a positive EPS before you can even technically offer a dividend. Otherwise, you might risk being sued. That's what that person said. I'm not sure if any of that's true. One other thing though on which one is it? Dude. It's on here. On here. No. Oh, here. So these are all on. So that was their 10Q. This is their other one, 8Q. This is their 10Q. I don't know. Whatever. Looky. Dividends per common share. There's nothing there right now. However, this was not on their last filing last quarter. They didn't have this line. They added that. The whole dividend thing, I mean, it doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to happen. We can easily short squeeze without a dividend. Anyways, charts look good. I'm bullish. Options, I might open up options tomorrow for next week. I mean, tomorrow could be a wild day. We might rip up. This is set up so that we could go crazy. Hope you guys are understanding that. Like, you go long to get exposure to the upside. It doesn't mean it'll just explode, but it means that everything's pushing it up, if that makes sense. So at any point, it could just explode, and you want exposure to that, so you want to be ready. So with trades or with shares, that's great. I'm just trying to get into my E-Trade really quick so I can show you guys our option plays. Today was quite a swingy day. Let's see. Oh, we actually did a few things today. Root, I sold my root calls, made a little bit. I just kind of want to get some exposure. I have so much in GME on this account that it swings so big that little plays, like, psychologically don't mean much to me. So I want to maybe take my shares out of this account, because I'm like, oh, it's only up this much or this much. I'm like, yeah, I need to maybe take my shares. I sold my CFLT call. That thing is up great. CFLT is running. I opened up a debit spread on support. Support looks good. It's got a nice chart. BBIG. Why didn't it show that on there? BBIG also looks good. I opened up a debit spread on that. Ater. I have a put credit spread and a debit spread that are both up pretty good. This debit spread will be nice, actually. $1,000 if it's up to 12.5. This put credit spread I could probably close pretty soon. BBIG, so I had BBIG shares and I sold a covered call on it. I bought that back because BBIG looked good, so I didn't want that to wreck me. Hellbiz still rallying, big swings today, halting in and out, but still looks good on the chart. MVST, put credit spread on that, still looks good. There's our support one. So a lot of plays for tomorrow. I might close out of some of them depending on how it looks, but I'm stoked. Thanks guys for watching. Sub up like I'm coming down. Happy money sticks around. We'll see you tomorrow. This is a beautiful chart. I believe. Peace out.